Washington was always alluring to me. The Olympic Peninsula looks great on a map. Run out a road, and here you are.
As a young adult, I always dreamed of living in an Airstream. I met Dane, and we started dating. He brought up the idea of an Airstream. And I think that I was just really excited about that, and so really encouraged him to go in that direction. So we kind of had a plan A. When we left South Carolina, our goal was to go to Colorado. So plan A was to settle down there, but take a really long, leisurely trip. So we visited friends along the way, and when we parked in Port Townsend, we were just in a really supremely awesome place. It was a full moon. We watched this huge moon set over the water, and the people around us just seemed really welcoming. So I think that is initially what attracted us, but just the overall landscape, the slower pace. I think the slower pace allows for a connection with yourself and with other people. And I think for Dane and I both, coming from a smaller town, that pace is just more desirable. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's probably connection. The slower pace allows for time to connect with yourself, to hear your thoughts a little bit easier. It's quieter. When I was a little girl, I always dreamed of owning an island inn. And as a kid, I think that picture looked a lot different. It was maybe in a tropical location. I think when we started looking at Plum Nelli and saw the infrastructure that was here, a light bulb went off in my head that, yeah, we could definitely host travelers and guests here to kind of share with them farm life, homesteading life.
My description of the property would be, as you turn up the driveway, of course you see the original structure of the house. Then we have the apartment, which kind of overlooks the place. Beautiful view of the mountains and the bay. We have a large barn in the back, 60 by 40. Used to be an old horse barn, but we're not really into horses. They're expensive. Pastures in the back with goats and chickens. And then we have Catherine's art studio, which is a nice little building that kind of overlooks the bay and the mountains as well. And then we have a little cabin, nice little loft, little day bed. Nice little spot to hang out, I think. Kind of cozy. Apple trees, pear trees, tons of fruit trees, and gardens and loud roosters early in the morning.
A typical day at Plum Nelli, we get up and we make coffee and tea, and we go sit on the patio and usually talk about what we're gonna do for the day. After that, we typically make breakfast and have breakfast together, feed the pets, and then we go and do chores. So feed the chickens, feed the goats, put the goats out to pasture, do our normal morning farm chores. And then probably for the rest of the day, right now it's summer, so we're usually spending most of the day in the garden. I think we still go back and forth between did we make the right decision and we definitely made the right decision. One of the things that I get the most satisfaction of, and it's gonna go back to food. It feels like almost everything always comes back to food and is centered around the meal. So probably the most gratifying thing is having a dinner or breakfast where, everything that's on the table came from your 4.5 acres.
It was nice to know that we're going to have like a little space for us and to have a big zone that we can create in and open up a lot of avenues. I don't know, I think we always just wanted elbow space after being crammed in a little tiny Airstream. 5 acres was like, whoa, this is huge.
It probably goes back to wanting to nurture people as well. There may be a connection between us and a particular guest that's staying here, but also we really want to allow them the time and the space to also just be with themselves. So typically we will follow their lead. If they want to engage and interact and connect, share a beer, share a meal, then we'll definitely be open to doing that. But if they also just want that solitude, then we want to give that to them as well. So I think either way, it's nurturing some connection, whether it's allowing them just the time to be with themselves or creating a friendship. Plum Nelli, the name, is a bit of a reference to the South. It's kind of ambiguous, though. There was a farm kind of on the Georgia-Tennessee border that was named Plum Nelli, and the woman who started it was an artist and started hosting an art festival on the property that became really popular, I think in the 70s. So for us, it's kind of a reference to the South, but it means almost there.